Hi, thanks for joining us on the Nourishing the Community Podcast, where we're going to be talking about all things happening in the community with nonprofits and community needs and how you, the listener, can get involved and make some change. I'm your host, LaDonna Parham. This is my co-host,
Norman Hanks. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Nourishing the Community Podcast. I'm your host, Norman Hanks, and with us today in the hot seat is Melissa Cross from Habitat for Humanity. Welcome, Melissa.
Thank you, Norman. It's great to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you. So, Habitat for Humanity, I'm sure there's so much you've got to tell us. So let's just jump into it. Tell us a little bit about you and what you do and how long you've been with Habitat.
Right.
And then give us a little info on what Habitat actually does.
Well, I actually came to Habitat after a pretty long TV career. I produced shows for Home and Garden TV and DIY Network and PBS, and we did a lot of work with home improvement. So I knew about Habitat because if we went into a home and took out some windows or doors, we would call Habitat to come pick them up. And of course, they would take them to the Restore where they can resell them. And the proceeds go to funding Habitat. So I joined Habitat in 2014. Seems like
Gosh, 9
just
years.
Yesterday, but it's been a long
9 years.
time.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And I am marketing and development. So it's kind of similar to what I did with television production in that I tried to get a whole bunch of people together to help support the cause and the mission.
And what is Habitat's mission?
So our mission is to provide affordable housing for low to moderate income folks. And I kind of call them America's working poor. Mm-hmm. They work in all the services that we need in the community. They work at the banks and the hospitals and schools and, of course, Amazon and, Walmart and all those places that we need. But they don't make enough money, certainly not enough to buy their home.
Especially not in today's world, right?
In today's market. And they're spending over 50% of their monthly income on housing alone. So that doesn't leave much for food and for other family needs. So we offer them the opportunity to buy their home. So they will buy that with a low-interest mortgage, and they end up paying less than they do for their rental properties, usually around $800 to $900 a month, as opposed to, $1,500 and $2,000?
Yeah.
The usual two-bedroom rental.
Right.
So, so that saves the money, but they're building wealth, and that's the whole purpose of it.
That's awesome. So I know Habitat here in Rutherford County just created a whole neighborhood of homes, correct? They're still building. They're in phase 2.
We're in phase 2. Excellent. Thank you.
I'm slowly staying on top of things in my community.
It's called Legacy Point. It will eventually be 77 homes. We have about, I think it's 22 homes there right now. They're building as we speak. They're over there building, and we will have another house dedication in December, and then more in January and February, and then we'll start 4 new houses.
So the dedications, how many dedications have y'all done so far?
Total...
in Legacy Point.
In Legacy Point. So it's about 22.
Okay, so there's already 22 families living over there.
22 families there.
That's awesome.
And it's so nice to go by, and I really encourage everybody to go by there. It's on Twin Oak Drive. It's right down from the Murfreesboro Quarry. So if you just follow directions there, you'll see it. Mm-hmm. The houses are so adorable. They are bungalows. They're really nice homes. Our future homeowners go through their whole process of
And what is that process like for them?
Yeah, so it takes about a year. They will go into a 50-week financial literacy and homeowner education program. So they learn the obvious things of checking your credit score and how to save money and how not to do predatory lending and, don't buy that big fancy car and hold off on major purchases, which, some of us have had to do when we are going to buy our home. We have to kind of hold back on purchases. So they do that. I mean, they even learn how to maintain their home, how to fix their commode when it, is running, all those kind of things that, homeowners need to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So y'all work with another organization, another partner, like we partner with Dominion Financial.
Right.
And I believe y'all do too,
Yes.
right? Yes, y'all have
Yeah.
a budgeting course that your families are required to take.
Yes. So Regina Harvey with Dominion Financial.
Who we love. She's amazing.
Oh, Regina is just amazing. Yeah. And she is on our board.
Can I what? Oh, yeah. That's okay. Is that better? Okay. No, sorry. Go ahead.
Regina is on our board also, but she runs the 50-week financial literacy and homeowner education program. And then we also usually bring in other people from the ag department to talk about nutrition and all those general things that people like to learn, even about cleaning your home. We bring in insurance people and lawyers to talk about wills and all of those kind of life skills that people need to know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're not just trying to put them in a home, you're trying to set them up for success.
For success. And this is really, they're usually the first people in their family to own a home. So it's really a life-changing thing for them and the future of their family. So they're leaving a legacy for their children. And, we'll build that equity at the same time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I know we partner with Habitat when some of your families go into their homes.
Yes, so
we provide a pantry box, right?
You do. And that's so important, too, because, you're moving into a home and you've got brand new, kitchen cupboards and everything. Well, you all
and they're empty.
And they're empty, and you all provide that. And you just have to come out to a house dedication because the homeowner just lights up seeing that.
Oh, good.
It's just so wonderful to know they have those things. We have some other companies that provide cleaning supplies and some that provide dishes and those kind of things. So it's really just a wonderful experience, and everybody always gets chills and a few little tears when we have the house dedications.
That's amazing. I've not actually been to a dedication yet. I think our delivery coordinator, Dexter, has been over for one or two, but I've not made it yet. So I definitely need to get over there.
It's wonderful. And the homeowner stories are wonderful. Of course, we work with all different families. We've had some retired people. We have a lot of young people, a lot of young single mothers, but we have families, mother and father and families too. So, we work with everybody. Again, they are working people. They work hard. They just can't make it enough to find affordable housing.
Mm-hmm. There's not affordable housing.
There's not affordable
County.
housing, right?
So it's hard to find it.
Yeah. Yeah, one of our recent homeowners, Frederica, she's worked for 16 years at MTSU for Aramark, and so she's in the food service area, and the students love her. But she's been there 16 years, and she never thought she would get her own home. And her daughter is grown, so, she's later in life to do that. And, oh, God, I cried when she had her.
That's amazing.
Yeah, just seeing her whole house come together and her life changing.
So when your families, how do you find your families? Let's go to that point.
Well.
In case there's anyone listening trying to get affordable housing.
Absolutely. Yeah. We will open up applications in March.
Okay.
We will probably only select 15 families from that. Last time we opened up applications, we had 500 people come pick up the applications, 300 and something return them, because we do ask for all those things like pay stubs and everything like that. They have to fit in the 40 to 80% of the area median income. So we have to check pay stubs and all of that kind of thing. So Angie Ezel has the great project of going through all those applications, verifying things. And then she turns that over to our homeowner selection committee, and they start interviewing people. And they'll even go visit their home. We like to take people who are really in need. They might be in a house or a home that has mold or has some kind of issue. But so they'll go interview them, and then we select them.
That's amazing. When your families get into the homes, there's a whole lot of cost when you're moving into a new home, right? Especially if it's your first.
Yeah.
How do y'all help with furniture? Do you help with window dressings? Like, what all does Habitat help them with once they get into the home?
We generally don't, but we do have different partners that come in and help. So we did have a furniture company that was offering, they were giving them $500 gift certificates. We have some churches who will get some things together for them, might be linens. It's just harder for us to get involved in it. And of course, you don't know, what style or anything like that the people have. The houses at Legacy Point are an HOA, so they will be maintaining their yard and their, driveway and all those good things to be good neighbors. And they also have gone through the program with other people. So Frederica knows, all the other people who came through the program with her. So they've gotten to know them and their kids. And so it's really quite a wonderful community.
That's awesome. So I also feel like I have other questions. So when a homeowner is chosen, during that year-long process of learning and doing and budget finance stuff, excuse me, I don't know why my throat's being stupid. Does Habitat require them to go out and help build other homes?
Yes.
There's sweat equity involved,
there's
right?
Sweat equity. We're calling it partnership equity now. People didn't like that sweat word, but it is actually sweat equity. We have homeowners. I think we have a homeowner out there today. They put in, depending on their family size, about 350 hours of partnership equity. So they'll go help build their home and the other homes. What I love, and I go out there and I take photos of the volunteers. We have people from St. Paul's out there today. We never know who we're going to have, but I love it when the homeowners are there because they see what goes into their house. And I wish I had seen that for my house, so I would know, this wall has this in there. But they see it, and they see why it's so important to have really good insulation so that we can get the utility bills down, which those houses are very well insulated. They see that. They see how the plumbing is and the electrical, and then they learn the skills of installing the insulation and even, fixing drywall and those kind of things. So they really feel invested into their home and into the community.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's just so amazing. So we've talked about the housing and how it works. Let's talk about the restore.
Yes, my favorite.
Is it your favorite?
Yes, because
I love that.
I go in there every day and I see something that I need.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
It's
For
dangerous.
sure.
You never know what we're going to get in the restore.
Right.
We have donations from some of the big box stores send us their surplus stuff. We do buy some items. So we buy area rugs, and right now we have wonderful pillows. We have a cooling pillow that I love,
Oh, fun.
and a bamboo pillow. But we bought those and just can offer them at discounted prices, so less than you see at the box stores. And then, of course, we just have donations from people. A lot of people are downsizing or, changing out their decor. Don't throw those things out, because we can take those, and if it's, we call it gently used, sofas and chairs and tables.
I totally forgot y'all did that.
Yeah,
So when
yeah,
someone has that kind of product,
right.
I know right now I have a couch and a love seat
Mm-hmm.
that have been in my house for 3 years, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
tired of them.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I can afford to go buy new ones, but they've got to get out of my house.
Yes, I understand.
They
Yeah.
take up so much space. Y'all have people that you can send out to pick those products up, right?
We do. We do. We pick up large items, and of course, we also do get appliances too. We pick up large items. We won't go into your house and deconstruct things like cabinets and stuff like that, but they will pick up the couches and chairs and those kind of things.
So how does that happen? How does one go about getting you to pick it up?
We have on our website a way that you can click on and then request a pickup, depending on their schedule. It might be next week, it might be 2 weeks, it might be tomorrow.
Yeah.
But they can request that or call the store. And, usually they come out pretty quickly. And of course, anybody can bring things by too. So that's always a good thing. And it's all sorts of household goods.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be furniture, accessories, lamps, lighting, leftover like flooring supplies, building materials. We don't take paint right now. We were taking it, but it's just so hard to manage and check on it. And we like to make sure that if somebody's going to buy something, they don't get something home and it's,
No,
in bad
not
shape.
usable.
Not
Yeah.
usable, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I've done that before. But, but we take most things. We do test all of the appliances. So if somebody's got a washer or dryer or, stove or anything like that, we will test them and make sure they work. We can't guarantee them, but I personally have bought a in-wall oven and a refrigerator, and both have worked fine. I think the refrigerator came from a model house, and it was like brand new.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. So if someone wanted to help out, I know y'all need volunteers all the time, right?
We do less and less, I will say, not
Okay.
as much as we used to. Mostly that came from the COVID days when we had to get a whole bunch of subcontractors. So we have subcontractors that come in and do most of the drywall and the painting and the electric and roofing. And now they're actually doing the siding because it's a hardy board siding. We used to have volunteers do that, but that was vinyl siding. So less and less, but we have companies that come in or churches. Again, I said we had St. Paul's there today. We might have Swan Cosmetics there, or Middle Tennessee Electric volunteers. Those are mostly the group volunteers. But individuals can just contact us and come in at some point.
And how do they contact you? Is there a website? Is there a Facebook? Is there any of the socials? Are you on any of the socials?
All those things.
Awesome. And how do they find you on those?
So as far as Facebook, if they put in Rutherford County Habitat for Humanity, that will pop up. Our actual website is rchfh.org, and that stands for Rutherford County Habitat for Humanity.
Okay, that's a whole lot of letters. Say it
It
again
is
because I didn't catch it. RCHFH.org.
RCHFH.org.
Okay.
I have also just put in Rutherford County Habitat for Humanity, and it pops to that. So that's an easy thing to do. And then all of our links are on there to our Facebook, Instagram, that kind of thing. And then we do have contacts on there. Megan Hutchings is the volunteer coordinator and community manager. So she is the one that usually works with the volunteers. I generally start with them if they're coming from a company. Like Schwann Cosmetics, they'll say we have 10 people, and I pass them on to Megan, and she schedules them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how does, and I'm just throwing all these questions at
Yes,
you. I'm sorry,
it's wonderful.
Melissa.
I like it.
So Habitat builds the homes.
Right.
They pay for the building of the homes.
Right.
Right. How do y'all find the funding for that?
Well, we get funding from many grants, and we do get some grants that are national HUD related, or we get THDA, and then we get corporate grants. And whether it's a grant or a sponsorship, sometimes I'm working with the marketing people, and sometimes I'm actually working on the grants. Have you ever done the grant process?
Yeah.
Well,
Every day.
I don't mind it at all. Actually, it's kind of nice and easy. You fill out and you tell your story. But so we get that, and we have a lot of churches that work with us, and they'll do a campaign. So First United Methodist Church will start a campaign. They did one during the Easter season, and collect various ways that they do, and then come back and say, well, we have this. And then we go out and do something like a panel build in their parking lot where all of their church members can work on the walls and build the walls. And we actually stand the walls up, and there's a house right there in the parking lot by about 2 o'clock.
Nice.
Yeah. So we then offer them ways to get their church members involved. So the churches and companies large and small,
That's great. Yeah, I love that. Y'all also have an event every year, at least one that I can recall.
Yeah.
And it's the chili cook-off, Cooking to Build. Help me.
Cooking to Build.
Cooking to Build.
We have that in the fall. It's always the first Saturday in November.
Okay.
And it's just a wonderful time when a whole bunch of companies and churches and groups will have a tent and make their chili soup or stew. Lately, it's been popular to not do the chili as much and we have a lot of broccoli cheese soup and potato soup and tomato soup. So they'll prepare that, and they're doing that for free as their donation to Habitat. And then people pay us an entry fee of $30, and it's all you can eat. And so they go around to the tents. I think we had about 30 food tents this year, and they will just get a sample. They can stand there and have more if they want, but the idea is to get a sample of all the different ones. So you're really full by the end of the day.
Yes. I was there a couple years ago. It was really fun.
Yeah, it's great fun and great tasting. And then we also have a fun event that I love called Hammer Down for Habitat.
Okay.
And it's the third Saturday in September. So it started out as motorcycles getting together, actually people from General Mills. They wanted to support Habitat. So they do a 100-mile run around Middle Tennessee, sometimes to Arrington Vineyards and all over. And then they come back to Murfreesboro. We had it this year at Mayday Brewery. We've also brought in car clubs. So we had the Antique Car Club, and they had all their antique cars there. And I'm trying to get more car car club. So it becomes kind of a car and motorcycle show.
That's awesome. You know, we love the people at General Mills. They're big friends
They
of
are
ours.
fantastic.
Yeah, they really do care about the
Absolutely.
community.
Yep.
That's exciting. So that's the third weekend in September?
Third weekend in September.
Okay.
I want to say this next year it'll be the 16th. I might be wrong, but 16th, 17th, whatever that Saturday is.
That's awesome.
So-
And is anyone welcome to show up and do the
Oh,
hammer
absolutely.
down? Okay.
So they pay a fee, entry fee, and get various things. They get T-shirts and things like that. But again, they will show up in the morning about 8 o'clock and go out on their run around Middle Tennessee, 100 miles, and then come back to whatever the venue is, and drink beer and have lunch and have a great time.
That's awesome.
And we also added, 2 years ago, we added marathon runners. So
It kills me that people run. I don't understand.
I know.
Without being chased, there's
Because
no
they
sense
start
in
at
running.
7 a.m.
Okay.
and they go out on, it's a 26.2 mile run.
That's a little too much for anybody.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm not
but
a
people
runner.
love it, right? The runners love it.
I can do a couple miles
I
on the
can't.
treadmill, but that's it.
If I'm not in air conditioning, even on the treadmill, I can't handle it. I know it's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is there anything else about Habitat that we've not talked about that you need to tell us?
Well, I just think the big myth, and I hear this all the time, and I hear it on the radio all the time, and I try and call in or write them and say, not true. We do not give away houses.
Right.
And we really don't give away houses to people who don't work and don't do anything. And that's what I hear all the time, is they're just giving away houses to people who don't even want to work. That's not true. We don't give away houses. And our families work, and they work hard. And we need them to stay in the community. I happen to live in Nashville, actually, and, there's no affordable housing there. If you can't have the people who are working, I mean, even police and fire and healthcare workers, they can't afford to live in the community, then they're trying to commute. And it's very hard, with gas prices, that's very hard. So we need those people to live in the community and be part of the community and feel the need for the community.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. So, Habitat is a national organization, correct?
It is, yeah.
And they are everywhere.
Everywhere, absolutely. And we are an affiliate. So we really do everything within Rutherford County. Of course, there's Williamson County and there's Davidson County, which is also with a couple of other counties. So, we have the habitats pretty much everywhere, but we cover all of Rutherford County.
Yes, that's awesome. So again, if anyone wanted to get involved, they can go to the website.
Go to the website.
And there are links there for volunteering and talking to the right people. If you want to
Everything.
donate, there are links
Right.
for all of that.
Right. And if they click the homeowner tab, they can find out about the applications. And I encourage everybody to pass that on to, it might be even somebody, from your church or from your business or whatever to apply. And, it's just a great feeling to have somebody. I mean, we had somebody from U.S. Bank who they don't make a whole lot of money as a teller. And so, it's just, all the U.S. Bank people came together. Again, different companies that get involved. It's just a wonderful feeling to see them move into home ownership.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So again, you can be found at rchfh.org.
Correct. Yes.
Yes, I got it right. I
Very
love it when I
good.
get things right.
Yes.
And that'll link them to any of your socials that are available.
Yeah.
What else? What am I forgetting, Trent? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Awesome.
I mean, we really have talked about everything, and I want to thank Nourish for for all your involvement with the Habitat homeowners.
We
And
love Habitat, and we're so grateful
yeah,
we can help. Maybe next year we'll do the chili cook-off.
I mean,
We've never done cooking to
you
build, and
need to do that.
we do. I love to cook.
Get a
We all
team
love to
together,
cook.
and I mean, it's so much fun to get a big pot. It's usually about 5 to 7 gallons
Yeah.
of something, but work on the chili or a soup, or
Yeah, we will. Well, Melissa, thank
yeah.
you so much for coming and talking
Thank
to
you
me
so
today
much for
about
having
this.
me.
Of course, we look forward to hanging out and getting to know y'all better.
Yes,
As always, thank you, Trent Denson, with Spread the Positive, bringing light to what's going
absolutely.
right here in Rutherford
Yeah,
County.
yeah.